Hi friends, welcome to my channel. For those of you that are new here, my name is Katelyn and I like to film eyeshadow palette ranking and review videos, as well as the occasional other content sprinkled in. So if you like indie makeup, if you like eyeshadow palettes, if you like me, I highly recommend that you hit that subscribe button because I post 2 videos every single week. And for those of you that are not new here, my face is happy that you are seeing it again. And we are back with another makeup diaries today. As always, the credit for this video concept goes to my friend Annette from Annette's Makeup Corner. And I have mentioned this in the past few, but I'm gonna just keep saying it just in case we got new viewers around here. But a makeup diaries video, if you're not familiar, is essentially what it sounds like, a diary, almost like a vlog, but I just get on camera each day for about a week, tell you what's on my face, and then that's it. So it gives you look inspiration for the different palettes. I can kind of talk through like my creative process occasionally. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I got a lot of requests for this kind of content just because I always do ranking videos, so people thought it would be helpful to see the looks I do with the palettes that I'm ranking at the end of the month. So yeah, so that's what we're doing today, and let's just go ahead and get on into it. This is obviously day number 1, look number 1. I decided to, well, okay, let me give you my thought process. I am going to pick up that new Adept Cosmetics Flying Fiddles palette because it looks absolutely stunning. That being said, as many of you who have watched my videos before know, I have a rule for myself that I'm not supposed to buy new makeup if I have eyeshadow palettes that I haven't like used every shade of yet from the brand. So from Adept, I have my Element 115 palette, and one of the shades I hadn't used yet was this one in the middle here, Tic Tac. And I have always thought that this would look gorgeous with like some peachy neutrals. So that's what I wanted to do today. I have a couple of other shades up here that I haven't used yet. So you'll see this palette again, probably, I don't know, possibly even tomorrow, but probably in this video at some point you'll see this palette again. But anyways, I decided to pair it with my Lunar Beauty Nude Prism palette just because this palette has the perfect peachy toned neutrals in here, so I thought it would be a winning combo. And I also need to work on my Sweet 16 series because, you know, it's almost February and I only have either 3 looks done out of 16. So today is look 4 of 16, so we're a quarter of the way there. It took me a month, but yeah, so I don't know when my Sweet 16 battle from 2023 is gonna end up going up. It might take me a minute, but anywho, I used the shades I'm Shy, Apricot, Sakura, and then So Icy is in the inner corner, and then I just used that one shade from this palette, Tic Tac. So if I've mentioned this before, my Sweet 16 like battle, what will eventually be the Sweet 16 battle, the rules are that the Sweet 16 palette has to make up at least 50% of the look. So I only used one shade from this, so we were fine, not even close to anything with that, but that's that. Then I have the Haus Labs Beige Matte Eyeliner in my waterline, and my lashes are just lashes that I had on my desk. I want to say they're like the Ardell like wispies. I'm not sure though. They were just free floating on my desk, so I cannot confirm or deny that. For my foundation, I am using the About Face one, the Performer Skin Finish Foundation. I always use my Milk Hydro Grip as my primer. For concealer, we've got a few things happening. So first, I always start off with the Light Reflecting Eye Brightener in Night Swan from NARS. So I, do that to brighten the under eyes. Go over that with my NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. I use the shade Light 1.25. And then to lightly contour my nose, I use the Lancome Tenti Dole Ultra Wear All Over Concealer, and this is the shade Cool, like Ivory Cool, I want to say, maybe? I don't know. It says IVOC on the bottom, so I'm going to assume that's what it is. And then, is that the base? Oh, I set my under eyes with my Gucci powder, and then I contoured with my Danessa Myricks Groundwork palette. I used the shade Stone for my contour. I also used the shade Chiseled to carve out my brows, and then I used my NYX Lift and Snatch brow pen and my Half Magic Beauty eyebrow gel to finish off the brows. Didn't use any cream highlighter or cream blush today. For my powder products, I used my Hourglass Jellyfish palette. I used pretty much every powder in here. I used the bronzer, this blush on the bottom, and then I did powder where my concealer was other than my under eye with this ethereal light powder, finishing powder, and then I used this diffused light powder on the outer edges, and then I also used this as my face highlight today. So pretty much used this whole palette today. I don't think I mentioned I'm using the Benefit Cosmetics Fan Fest mascara, and then on the lips I have my House Labs Le Monster lip crayon in peach matte, and then I went over it with my About Face Beauty lip color butter in pink pina. Sprayed everything with my Urban Decay All Nighter setting spray, and that's it. That's on my face today. So I'm really happy with how this look turned out. It's very like springy, summery, but it's 79 degrees here in Phoenix today in January. So I think the spring summer vibes are fine. Yeah, it's warmer outside, so I think it's okay. I also think you can wear whatever makeup you want to whenever you want to, but for me, I'm feeling these vibes because of the temperature. But yeah, that is it from me. Let's take it to day number 2. Day number 2. So for today, I used the Glamlite Scooby-Doo palette with the Glamlite Friday the 13th Camp Crystal Lake palette. I had shades in both of these palettes that I had not tested yet. And as those of you who have watched these videos know, that meant that I can't use my new Rick and Morty palette until I use these. So anyways, finished both palettes up today. Obviously, those of you that know I don't like red eyeshadow should not be surprised that it was pretty much the reds and oranges that I had left, but I really like this look. I think it turned out really nice. So that is what is on the eyes. Oh, let me tell you, there's actually a couple more things on the eyes. I have the Melt Cosmetics True Love Never Dies Digital Dust Highlighter. That's what's on the inner corner. That's also my face highlight. So that's just the highlight in general. And then I wanted to use my Burnish gel liner from Melt, but that baby is like totally dried out. That launched before I moved into this house, like by a while. So I think it's over 4 years old. Anyways, it's totally dried out. So what I did to recreate, because I wanted that exact shade, I basically mixed this brown here, which is I think the shade Toasty from this Made by Mitchell color case. Mix that with this red Longwear pomade in Scarlet from KVD, and then because that was a little too red and I wanted more of like a burgundy feel, I put in a little bit of fuchsia from this Made by Mitchell case to just like bring it a little bit of the purple in. Anyways, that's how I created this liner, and I feel like it worked out pretty nicely. Benefit Cosmetics Fan Fest mascara in the waterline. We have the Line Artist eyeliner from About Face in the shade, I'm out of breath, what is it? In the shade So Important. That should be it for the eyes. Brows, I use my Danessa Myricks Groundwork palette. I worked in one of the darker shades just because I knew I was going to put on a darker wig, so I feel like that matches better. But instead of using chiseled, I used sculpted so that I could get that brow darker. And then same brow pen and brow gel, because that's all I have to work with here. I use my Danessa Myricks Cream Contour Balm. My cream blush is the Melt Cosmetics Polished Cream Blush Light. And then did my Hollywood Flawless Filter as my liquid highlight. Went over all of that with the About Face foundation that I've been using. And then for my powder bronzer, it's going to be the Gucci one. For my powder blush, I use the Blend Bunny Cosmetics Bare Cheeks palette, and I specifically use the shade Making Me Blush, which is that orange, the lighter of the orangey shades. And then I already told you the face highlight. And then on my lips, I have the Natasha Denona I Need a Rose lipstick in Kala. And then went over it with the Blend Bunny Tinted Lip Oil Bring the Juice Tinted Lip Oil in Juicy. And then I actually didn't spray everything because I just got ready and it's like nighttime and I'm just going to film a video. So anywho, that's the look. Let me know what you think in the comments, but also we're going to move on to other looks, so you could save it until the end to let me know what you think of all the looks, you know? Okay, I think we're day 3. It's been like a week since I filmed this because I was working on some other content that you'll have seen by the time I post this. So I was filming my looks with the Oden'S collection that I got in PR, and then I was also filming with the Flying Fiddles collection, which that might go up after this, I'm not sure. Anyways, long story short, it's been a while, so I don't know what I was using then because it's been so long, but I'm going to tell you what I'm using now. So we used the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Primer, always my favorite. I used the Hourglass Veil eye primer, and then I used we're doing a dual purpose eye look today. So I used the BellaBeauteBar Smoky Glam palette. This is my look for the Sweet 16 battle that I will eventually someday do. So I used the shades Powder Puff, Whisper, Love Bug, and Black Onyx. That's what is in my crease, and then the liner. And then I combined it with the Danessa Myricks Lightwork Volume 5 palette. Sorry, I'm already opening it and the stuff's falling out. Okay, Lightwork Volume 5. I used the shade Unbreakable, Brave, and Resilient. So for my Sweet 16 rules, I'm allowed to use other things as long as it makes up at least half the look, which it does. So the Bethany Loves Eyeshadow does a challenge on her Instagram where it's a palette romance challenge, and week 2 is a palette that you wanted to love more than you do, and I picked Lightwork 5 for that just because I love Lightwork 4 so much, like so much, that I was hoping I would love this one just as much. And I will be honest, playing with it today, I'm like, okay, I see the vision. So I think if I maybe play with this one more, or maybe I combine it with Lightwork 4, I don't know. I don't know what I need to do, but I want to love this one. When I bought it, I wanted to love it as much as I loved Lightwork 4, and I didn't, so that's why I picked this one. Otherwise, everything in my collection I like. So I've, decluttered, so there's nothing in my collection that I don't like. But anyways, that's the one that I wanted to love more than I do. Anywho, keeping it moving, in the waterline, we have the About Face Line Artist Eyeliner in Devil's Diary. On the brows, I actually have different brow products. I finally went to, well, my sister and I actually went to Kohl's because she needed to make returns, and then I just went to the Sephora in there. But I have the Benefit Cosmetics Goof Proof Brow Pencil. I use the shade 2.5, and then I have the Brow Microfilling Pen in the shade Light Brown, and then I'm using the Kosas Cosmetics Air Brow Gel. I remember really liking this, and I don't know. I think I have a little bit of my Half Magic one left, so I might go back to it, but it's honestly because I was doing my brows like after my foundation. It's gotten like really dirty, so it just like puts foundation into my brows, so that's why I got a new gel. Same NARS stuff that I've been using for forever, so I'm sure I've already mentioned it. I did not cream contour today because I was running low on time. Still using the About Face, the Performer Skin Focus Foundation. I don't know that it looks the best today. It doesn't look terrible today. I don't know. I have days where it looks really stunning, and then days where it's like not that great, so I don't know. Anyways, I use that, and then we used the Gucci bronzer that I always use. I used the Blend Bunny Cosmetics Bare Cheeks palette, and I combined the shades Baby Girl and Love Me for my blush. For highlight, I used the shade in this palette that I mentioned earlier, the shade Resilient. It's one of the Heavenly Halos, so it's one of those like really, it's the light blue up at the top. That's my face highlight as well. And then, oh, I'm trying a new setting spray. I'm trying the Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray from Charlotte Tilbury. I saw a lot of people recommend this online in somebody's stories. I forget whose, but I was like, I want to try that. And then on the lips, I don't have my lip products, but I was using a ColourPop lip pencil. I want to say it's from when they collabed with somebody. Oh shoot, I don't remember. It's super old. They don't make it anymore, but it's like a mauve, like a nude, but like with a mauve tone lip liner. And then I have the About Face Cherry Pick Lip Color Butter in Pink Pina over that. That's the best I got. On the lashes, we have the MUA lash in the style Penelope. And then I also have my Benefit FanFest mascara, but I did use a new one. And I believe that's it. I think that's everything that is on my face today. But yeah, here's the look. I really, really like how these shimmers played together. When I was thinking about like what my issue is with this palette, every look I've done has been like monochromatic, or I tried to use one of these down here as like an all over shimmer. And I think I need to treat this more like I treat my Izamaya Industrial 2.0, where I'm like layering things. And I think if I focus more on layering or doing something different and pairing it with different mattes, I think I can get to a point where I love this one as much as I want to, because this, the way this like green shade, okay, hold on. We got to talk about this. The shade I used was Brave, which when you're looking at it, you're like, that is like white, but as I dug into it more and more, it created this green shade and it layered over this shade Unbreakable really nicely. And then I feel like this blue Resilient just kind of like went over that too. Obviously I'm having, my shadow wing is getting into my crease, but that is always a problem for me. But anyways, I just like how these layered over each other today, and I don't think that as I've used this in the past, I don't think I really did a ton of layering. I just was, because of how it was laid out, I think in my brain I just kept going for a monochromatic look, and I feel like if I force myself out of the box, I can get looks that I really like with it, because this green is like glowing, and I feel like pairing these colors with different mattes, I think I might enjoy it more. So anyways, I do feel like this was a step in the right direction in my relationship with that palette. But anyways, let's move on to the next look, which I think is look number 4. Okay, day, I have no idea, because I have gotten so many new things that I have been filming with that this video has taken a back burner, because I'm trying not to have like the looks I do in my other videos be in these, just because I want to show more variety, and I don't want to like only post makeup diaries once a week. So anyways, yeah, let's talk about what I have on my face today. So Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Primer, About Face Shadow Fix eyeshadow primer, and then those are the 2 primers. And then on the eyes we have the Wicked Widow Beauty Lovesick palette. So the shades I used were Worlds Apart, Letting Go, Fall for You, Memories, and then Goodnight Moon is in the inner corner, and then Love Like Winter is smoked along the lash line. So I've used 6 out of the 8 shades, so I just haven't used Come Back Home or 3 Last Words. If you want a tutorial for this, it actually is over on my TikTok. I posted it same day. Normally I like back post content, but anyways, posted it same day because it's Valentine's Day, and I was like, let me post my little Valentine's look, although this is almost more of an anti-Valentine's look since it's not pink and red, it's like purple, but whatever, I'm into it. And then the same NARS products that I've been using for forever as my under eye concealer, the Lancome concealer I still use to like lightly contour my nose, and I mixed the About Face Beauty the Performer Skin Focus foundation with my Dior Forever matte foundation, and I feel like I really like the finish of that together. And it's just like a tiny bit of the Dior, just a little bit, just to make us a little bit more matte, but I think it's really pretty. And then I used the Viseart Bronze Noisette bronzer. I was gifted this from my friend Paige, so thank you, Paige. She knows how much I love Viseart, so that's what that looks like. And then for blush, I feel like I keep reaching for this blush palette lately. I don't know what it is, but I used the Blend Bunny Bare Cheeks blush, and this time I think I did what I've been doing, and I've combined Baby Girl and Love Me as the blush shade. I combine those together. And then for my highlight, it's the Oracle Chrome highlighter palette from BellaBeauteBar, and I use the shade The Magician, and feel like that's it. Oh, I used, for setting spray, I used the Airbrush Flawless setting spray from Charlotte Tilbury. I actually really like this. I don't know if I like it better than the Urban Decay All Nighter. I need to like really battle test this. Whereas like Urban Decay All Nighter, I know has been battle tested and it worked really well, but so far I really like this. For lashes, I have the MUA lash in Penelope, and then in the waterline, I have the Danessa Myricks Beauty Lilac Quartz eyeliner. And brows, I feel like are the same, but maybe they're different. But I used the Goof Proof Brow Pencil and the Brow Microfilling Pen from Benefit, and then the Kosas Airbrow Gel. And then on the lips, I have the ColourPop lip liner in Obvi and the Unearthly lip gloss. This is from their newest mystery box. This is the shade Admire on the lips. And I truly think that is it. Now, I use the Benefit Fenty Fest mascara. I've been using that. But yeah, that's everything. So this is whatever day's look, and I'll take you to whatever day is next. And hopefully by the next time I film one of these, I actually know what day we're on. Day 5, and I'm wearing the Cove wig from Chelsea Smith Cosmetics. It's one of my favorite wigs that I have in my collection. I don't know what it is about like this curl pattern, this color. I love this one. Anyways, let's talk about the makeup. So on my eye, like same primer as yesterday. On my eyes, I have the Ensley Rain Cold Moon palette. I did post a tutorial on this look over on my TikTok. If I didn't post it yet, I will. But anyways, I used the shade Mother's Night, Catmint, Winter Rose, Mauha, I think is how you say that. And then we used Snowdrop, Aurora, and Kion. And then also Calicantzaros. I don't think I said that correctly. Anyways, I just did like a smoky wing and then put the shimmers all over. These shimmers are all so shifty, so they're shifting like totally different shades. I pulled in a red lip to sort of match the red that we're getting in here, but I'm getting ahead of myself. So next up, for brows, I did use my Danessa Myricks Groundwork palette just so I could have more of like a brown red brow that matched the wig. And then I used my Half Magic Beauty Brow Gel. And then I used the same concealers that I've been using. I used just the About Face foundation today because I did this look after work. So as far as like longevity of wear, I didn't really need my Dior Forever Matte to come into play. And then the powder is my Gucci powder. For bronzer, I used the Viseart Bronze Noisette little palette, like single. I had never tried a Viseart bronzer before, so I'm excited about it. I've liked it so far. This is my second time using it, and I think it's fun. For blush, I used the Blend Bunny Bare Cheeks palette again. I combined the shades Make It Me Blush and Power Play, so I went for the red. So initially I did that, not knowing what lip I wanted to do and to pull out the red in the eye look, and I really liked how that looked. So I also used the BellaBeauteBar Oracle Chrome highlighter in the shade The Sun. That is the highlighter that I have on my face. And then to kind of keep the red theme going, I used my Kaleidos Cloud Lab Lip Clay in Rubino, but it didn't apply in like the most opaque way. You might even see that it's still a little patchy, but I went over it with the Blend Bunny Cosmetics Tinted Lip Oil in Love Bite just to try and cover that up if I could. On the lashes, we have the Eylure London 3/4 length lashes. I just wanted lashes that kind of gave a flare to help enhance the wing shape, but didn't cover up all of the sparkle that we have everywhere. But yeah, that's pretty much what is on my face. I really like this look. I love doing these like wings with like all shimmer shadows all over the lid and then pairing it with a darker lip just because I feel like it's like fun to bring the focus here, but still have like a lot of sparkle and shine up top. So yeah, that's day 5. Let's move on to day 6 and hope I'm not as out of breath as I am right now. Day 6, and this makeup look has a story to tell, and I would like to share it with you. First of all, my husband has decided to go out of town. I'm just kidding. He didn't decide. His brother's bachelor party is this weekend, and I'm filming this when I am 37 weeks and 1 day pregnant. So, you know, hopefully there's no baby this weekend. But anywho, they're like a drive away. They didn't go that far out of town. He can make it back, I hope. Anywho, so I'm just like, you know, chilling, and I'm like, what could I do to kill some time? And I'm like, let me just, you know, F around with some makeup, you know, why not? Let's just have some fun with it. And Teresa is Dead was doing her live stream for her new Makeup Nonsense bingo, so I just like put her on while she was talking. I was like, let me just like slap some stuff on my face. So I decided, because I had used 6 of the shades in the Mighty Monster palette with Annette, and I was like, let me see if I can just create a look with the 6 shades I had left. So I had Electrum, Abyss, Serpent Scales, Oceanic, Ragnarok, and Midgard Gleam were the 6 shades, right? 1, 2, 5, 6. Yeah, those were the 6 shades that I had not used. So I was like, cool, let's do a look. And then I'm not going anywhere, not doing anything. It's just really for me to be able to play around and test out the eyeshadow palette. So this look is essentially a makeup bingo, but it was just the leftover shades. So let me tell you some things that I took away from it. I'll probably talk about it in like a palette palooza video. I'm trying to get through all these palettes so I can do a palette palooza video soon. But so funny story, on this red matte, Annette told me, she said, she told me that this collection was coming out, and she goes, by the way, there's a red matte in there, you're just gonna have to get over it. If you're new here, I don't like red eyeshadow. It's my least favorite color of eyeshadow. So I said, noted, got it. And she sent me a look, and I think it was like one of the looks she showed. Well, obviously it's one of the looks she showed in her video, but she used this red with this shimmer shade, and it looked super pretty. I really liked how she blended it out, blah, blah, blah. It blends out into more of a berry. So I was like, okay, I think I'll be fine. So I decided to start with that shade in the crease. So I was like, let's see. And I think it blended out fine. I did pull in some translucent powder to blend it out a little bit more. But for me, it's still like a little too pigmented for what I like. Like when I look at my eyeshadow, like that's still too harsh for me. So I would probably blend it either into Solar Burst or CBTS. Like it would be one of those shades. I'd need to have something slightly lighter for a transition shade. You may not feel the same way, but that's how I feel on my own eyeballs. I just don't like something that bright. But I did feel like it blended into this brown really nicely. The matte's layered nicely. This Midgard Gleam shade is the orange that is on my lid. It's super pretty. What I was initially going to do was Electrum and Serpent Scales on the lower lash line, but then I remembered Annette in her video talked about how Electrum as a shimmer is a bit of a different consistency. And so I was like, ooh, I don't know if I want that on the lower lash line. So I decided to take it on a brush with no water, no wetting it, nothing, just like putting it over like right in the center, like a triangle shape right here basically, to put that shade over the Midgard Gleam shade. And I feel like it amped up the sparkle. And it leaves like a little bit of a silvery cast, but it really amps up the sparkle. So what I learned is if you can fluff this over any of these shimmer shades, you can make them sparklier. And Annette did, one of my favorite looks that she did was like a liner with just that shade like all over the lid. Oh, so pretty. So I definitely could see where that would work. And then we obviously put Oceanic in the inner corner and Serpent Scales on the lower lash line. Serpent Scales wasn't as opaque of a shimmer as I like to like make the lower lash line pop. So I did take some of this, is it Jormungandr? I don't know how to say that. I put that over the shimmer, but that shimmer's still there. I swear I didn't cover it up. But anyways, I put that over the shimmer so that it was a little bit darker on the lower lash line and I liked it better. I will say when I put the red in the crease, I was like, I already don't like this. This is not going well. But I really like the finished look. And so I think my takeaway is that these shades, even if they look like they don't pair together, I feel like they paired together nicely on the lid. Or on the like eye. Like I have red, green, orange, and blue. And I feel like it, maybe for some of you, you're like, sure, that pairs together really nicely. But I don't know. I feel like it paired together nicely. I really like it. And I really like how sparkly the shimmer shades were. So anyways, that was my whole spiel on that palette. That was part of the story. And then since I'm just messing around, I was like, let's just test some things together. So I used the MAC Studio Fix Mattifying Primer with the About Face foundation. Not a good combo. Don't like that. I used the Natasha Denona High Glam Concealer. I forgot how much I like this concealer. It's like, it's not quite bright enough, but man, this is such a good concealer. So that's how I feel about that. I used my Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless filter, or no, not Hollywood Flawless filter, the contour wand. I used that. And then Gucci bronzer, Gucci powder. Blush is the Full Fantasy blush palette from Lunar Beauty and Laura Lee Los Angeles. Highlight is the Blend Bunny Cosmetics Noctilucent palette, the shade Phenomena. This one in the middle here, it's the pink one. And then lashes are the Lala lashes from the MUA lash. And then on the waterline, we have Call Me Crazy. That's the eyeliner from About Face Beauty. And then here's the last part of the story, is the lips. I was watching like videos on Instagram and I saw Danessa Myricks post. There was like a backstage at, I think it was like one of the fashion shows, and they were using her color fix and they were like really blurring it. And so I was like, let me try using one of these liners from Half Magic and like really trying to like blur the matte lip. So I was like, oh, let's do Up and Atom. It'll be like a neutrally pink. Why I thought this was, tell me why I thought that was a neutral pink. No idea. Anyways, so I did it. It was so bright. It's like Barbie pink bright. And I was like, okay. So I like wiped it as much as possible, like just tried to create like this blurred effect. And then I said, F it. And I went over it with a glow lip gloss. This is from Annette's. I think this is Annette's. No, this is Tina's. God. Anyways, I thought this was Annette's, but it's Tina's. So this is one of the lip glosses from Tina's collab with Oden'S. I'm only upset because I thought I was pairing an Annette lip gloss with an Annette palette, but oh well. So this is Glow, a Glow lip gloss in the shade Creativity. So that's what we did. Is the lip kind of a lot with the eye look? Yes, because I used a Barbie pink lip liner, but I'm going to keep trying. I really like the idea of these like matte blurred lips, you know. I kind of want to keep trying it. But yeah, that's everything that's on my face. Oh, I use the same brow products that I always use. I did use my Hourglass Veil eyeshadow primer because I had time and I want to try and finish that off. I did not spray my face with any setting spray because I'm just hanging out by myself. But yeah, that's it. I had fun playing with it. Honestly, for me, as long as I have a good time doing my makeup, I don't really care what it looks like at the end of it, especially if I'm not going anywhere. I think it's a fun way when you're not going anywhere to try different things, try different color combinations, try the things or the techniques that you're afraid of. Me, I hate red eyeshadow. Try putting red eyeshadow into the crease. See if you can find a way to like it. It's just fun to play around. So I had a good time with it. But let's go to the last day because I've chatted enough. Day 7. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Okay. Last look that we are going to talk about. I have been wearing this look for a few hours, so if things look a little melted, a little messy, that's why. But we're going to start with, I used my About Face Beauty Shadow Fix Primer on the eyes, used my Milk Makeup Hydro Grip on the face, and then we used the Danessa Myricks Groundwork Defining Neutrals palette. I used all of the cream to powder finish shades, so because you have the cream to powder and then the powder version, I used all the cream to powder. So we started with Mirage, went into Desert, then Harvest, that's my crease, and then used Tourmaline as my liner. I don't think I set Tourmaline actually with the powder because I didn't want to, but anyways, or I ran out of time. But yeah, so that's what's on my eyes for mattes. And then I did pull in the Flying Fiddles Adept Cosmetics palette, and I used the 3 shimmer shades I hadn't used yet. So I used Erisema is the first one, and then we went into Rust Bunny and then Meadow Foam on the outer corner, and then I put Honey Spurge on the inner corner. And this look is going to serve as my Sweet 16 entry for the Defining Neutrals palette, the Groundwork palette, and then this also helps me wrap up testing out the Adept palette. So what else is on the eyes? In the waterline, I have the Smashbox Always Sharp Waterproof Liner in Sumatra, and then my eyelashes are the Lash Couture lashes from Kiss. It just says Luxe Extensions. I don't know. It says Luxe Extensions, then it says Velvet, so I'm not sure. I think that's what it is. And then for concealer, I did switch up the concealer today because I am running out of my NARS one. So I used I'm not running out of the light reflecting eye brightener. I've been using that from NARS still. I used my Natasha... Did I use the Natasha Denona? Yeah, I did. I used the Natasha Denona High Glam Concealer. This one's just like a touch dark for me right now. I do better with this really light one from NARS, but this is the lightest one they have from Natasha Denona, so, and my NARS one is out. So anyways, so that's what I used concealer-wise. Cream contour, I used the Danessa Myricks contour balm that I've been using. Used my About Face, the Performer Skin Focused Foundation. Used my Gucci powder, my Gucci bronzer. Blend Bunny Cosmetics Bare Cheeks palette. I'll tell you which shade I used. I used Just a Touch, this brown shade here. And then for my highlight, I used the highlight trio from the Dreamer box, and I grabbed the shade Wish. And then same brow products that I've been using. On the lips, I have the ColourPop lip liner in another round, and then I have the Glow Gloss from Oden'S and Tina from the Fancy Face in this shade Creativity. And then I used my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray, and I think that's it. Did we talk? Yeah, I think that's it. So that is everything. I really like this look. Sorry, I'm trying to grow out my bangs, and so I tried to actually style them as curtain bangs, but it's, you know, it's not really working. But anyways, that's the finished look. I really like how this turned out, though. I really like the neutrals in it, like the neutrals in that Flying Fiddles palette with the neutrals and the defining neutrals palette. Match made in heaven. Super pretty. So yeah, super happy with how the look came out. Let me know of the 7 looks what your favorite was down below, or if you have any thoughts on anything, and I will see you all next time. Bye!